Hello all, blessings to all. Amber's Candle here. This is video 2. This is a recap on the live video that I did on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook at Amber's Candle. And you can post questions, subjects for us to go live on, messages that you'd like to get from the universe. There's a lot of topics I'm going to do here on YouTube and Facebook, and offer some wisdom that I have to share. I carry a lot of past lives wisdom with me, and that helps in my visions and understanding and able to communicate with the universe and guide others. The following videos that we'll have, I think you guys will find more interesting and on what I do every day in my own private practice and stuff. So the reading that I did on one of the questions was, is Obama going to follow through on his threats if Trump becomes president? Okay, well, the reading that I did on Obama yesterday, and it was, I feel for Obama. Whenever I connected with his guides and his angels around him, Obama is upset with himself. He's being his own worst enemy. He's being his own worst critic right now. He is feeling like he did not fulfill that role as the first black president. But he did. The universe is happy with the role that he played as our first black president. And he fulfilled the universe's need for him. And he's going to find that fulfillment that he wants and earns, because he's going to have his own spiritual awakening. And then his future position that he's going to take, he's going to find fulfillment, and he is going to be happy with who and what he has accomplished in life. I myself have biracial children and was very happy to see him become president. I knew he was going to become president. I knew he was going to make a difference. And right now Obama feels like he did not accomplish that change that he wanted, and that's his own inner inner conflict that he's having. But Obama did a great job. You know, we can all sit back and complain and everything, but he served his purpose that the universe had for him. The purpose there was that to open up mankind into seeing that, you know, we all are energies, we are all beings. Obama was our first black president. He was our first interracial president. You know, that gave me some self-gratification because my children are biracial. So that gave me self-gratification being in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma being the last to do anything. You know, it really made me feel good. But, so, you know, hopefully that's a little bit of an ego booster for Obama. And I hope he finds that inner peace, and I know he will, but it's just going to take him a little while. But he has fulfilled something, and he will get his own self-fulfillment. But the most important thing is that the Sun card did pop up in his reading, and that is a very favorable sign for him. He's going to achieve his balance. And no, he's not going to try to create a dictatorship and not step down from presidency. That's just impossible. It's not going to happen. you would have to basically turn the entire country against Donald Trump, and you would have to turn the House of Representatives against him. He would have to create a change that he can't create, and the universe is not going to allow it. Because we're not meant to be a dictatorship. If, there's no way to do it. So, I'm not going to go into that, because I choose not to be politically intelligent on it. I choose to go by what the universe has in store for us, and Obama's going to take a diplomatic approach to it. He's going to accept it. He's going to handle it in his own way. He's going to find his spiritual awakening. He's going to find his place and make his difference and make his change, and he's going to be happy and fulfilled. That Obama has got the universe shining bright on him. He did accomplish something. Even though we're not happy with the things that he did accomplish, he accomplished becoming that first black president that everybody scrutinized and crucified and, gave him so much trouble over who he was and what he was. That was the demons that Obama fought in his president to be elect. Trump is fighting the fact that everybody feels like he's slime and he's just a businessman. Well, okay, maybe he is a slimy businessman. That's personal opinions, and that's what makes us a free country. It's freedom of speech, how we feel, what we think. The second question asked yesterday on Facebook was, what's going to happen with Trump in office? I did a reading and I asked the universe what is going to happen to our government system with Trump running as president. The universe directed me into right now, everybody is remaining neutral. The Four of Cups came up. All the countries, all the nations, right now, everybody's sitting back and observing and watching. Our government, they're, like I said, they're just sitting back and watching. The Ten of Swords came up, which means our government's ready for that major change. We're ready for this awakening. We're ready for the new beginnings. And if you see the tarot deck, 78 cards, the Ten of Swords, let's see if I can find it real quick while we're talking. The Ten of Swords, there's 10 swords, and there's a gentleman laying on the ground, and, it shows defeat, and, it represents new beginnings. It represents the government has endured so much, has been through so much, that a drastic change has to happen. And it doesn't mean that the drastic change is going to happen immediately. It means that there's steps to take that change. And it's probably going to be in the last few cards that's in my hand, and yes, it is. Yeah, those are all Trump's cards right there. I left them as be. Alright, well, I'm silly. I thought I did. Anyways, there they are. I knew I had them in a... Yep. Okay, sorry. I turned my deck upside down. Realized I was pulling them from the wrong area. One of my blonde moments there. Anyways, the Ten of Swords. I'll hold it up here if you can see it very well. Okay, there's 10 swords with the man lying on the ground. Okay. But as you're looking at that, okay, you see the horizon and the birds flying up here. Birds will signify a new beginning. And The universe is showing me that the government's seeking this change and this new start, moving on. And so that was the intent for that card there from the universe about our government. The next card was a Temperance. The Temperance, she's bringing reconciliation. Our government's gonna Trump and our government, reconciliation's gonna happen. The next one was an Ace of Cups. It's the Holy Grail of the tarot cards. If you can see here, the Ace of Cups. And it is, like I said, the Holy Grail. It means new beginnings. It's a whole new awakening. This is our spiritual awakening that's happening. This was the Temperance card. It's reconciliation. It's showing that the cup is full. You know, things are happening. Okay. Sorry, somebody knocked at the door. My office is in an opportune spot, but then the next reading, or the next card that I got on the reading for our government was the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is the apprenticeship card, and the universe is telling me that Donald Trump, not being a politician, not being, in his normal, he's doing his apprenticeship as being a president. He's learning under the covenant how to become president. So he's learning, which his ego's not going to let him be the president that we need. So therefore he's not going to be there for just one term. So anyways, like I said, that's just Trump. He's a natural successor and his ego. The next card that I pulled on our government and how it's going to handle this change and everything was the Eight of Cups. It means a new journey for us. There's cups falling over, which means, okay, things haven't gone so well for us. We've always had small things happen and little victories and little failures and things like that as a government. And those are things that are going to happen and continue to happen. But we're on a new journey for it. And once again, that's that spiritual awakening that we're having. The next card I pulled was the Hierophant again. And that means, once again, Trump has somebody that's his Geppetto, so to say. And Trump's ego's so big, he can't really accept just having, this wise person help him and totally listen to him. Trump is going to cause his own destruction. So, the next card I pulled was the Three of Wands. The government is showing that their growth. The universe is showing the government that it needs to grow and become stronger and become more united together. And our next president is going to make that universal change. That's going to be for the greater good. That is what the Three of Wands popped up. It's showing our government's own growth. The outcome of our government having Trump as president, the Seven of Swords popped up again. And it was a bad luck. We're going to suffer some bad luck from having Trump being our president. Bad luck, probably he's going to embarrass us. He's going to make it harder for, foreign people to come over. He's going to make international laws a little bit harder on us. He's going to stir the pot really good. But our government's going to reconcile from it. We are going to come together as a nation. I think a lot more people are going to vote next election. I think that over our next county elections, we're going to have more people voting. And ultimately, if you do take an active role in voting in your county and vote for the issues at hand, whether it's the time that you're voting for the president or if you're voting for a bill that's coming up in your state, go vote for it. Those smaller ones do count. We do count in those. I touched on some Oklahoma bills that went through, that passed, and that I knew that were going to pass, and I was happy that passed. And if we all sit around and say, "Oh, this is what I see happening in the universe, so I'm not going to vote. It's going to happen anyways." Well, we do shape our own destiny. If we are intuitive and we can see into it, and we step back, and it's something that's a matter of being left up to mankind, and enough of us sit back and say, "I'm not going to vote because I already know this is what's going to happen," you're changing destiny. So, you're changing things. You're making a change whether you know it or not. So, help make that change. The bills that were passed here in Oklahoma was to lower marijuana charges down from a felony to a misdemeanor, which I think is amazing. I think it's great, and Oklahoma should have their felony convictions should not be as harsh as what they are. Non-violent drug-related offense, if you are caught with, I don't know how much, if you're caught with having some weed, just smoking weed or whatever it is in Oklahoma, that carries a felony. It carries a felony charge and up to 5 years in prison on first offense. That's the maximum they can give you, and of course it's not what they give you, but still, the laws are too harsh. And marijuana was put on this earth for human consumption. It was put on the earth for us to use. If the universe did not intend for us to use it, it would destroy it. It would not grow here. There is a reason for everything. There's a balance. So, I don't feel like it is our right to put laws on something that nature has put here for us, that the universe has here for us. Because there's a lot of things that I use in herbal healing that grows right outside. And it works wonders on people. And, what makes a difference? I'm sure some of the things that we grow, if you smoke it, it might do something to you, but a lot of these laws are ridiculous. And I was sad to see that medical marijuana did not make it to the ballot for Oklahoma. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that would benefit from it. And it should be legal. It should be legal throughout the U.S. I hope Trump makes it legal throughout the U.S. That's just my own personal hopes. I do see Trump seeing the income of making marijuana nationally and making it federally legal and reaping some benefits from it. I could see him trying to do that. and what his intent for it is going to be different than what happens. So I still feel like that it needs to be moved down from a street drug to a pharmaceutical, plain and simple. And I feel like that is going to happen soon. I see it happening soon. But there's going to be a lot of financial gain from the government on it. So, and that's okay. Touche. Let's see. Those were both of the questions that we covered on Facebook. Video's already 20 minutes. I don't like making them any longer than that. Like I said, I don't label myself. Well, my label here in my business is Shaman Amber, and I am a spiritual healer. I've been clairvoyant since I was a little child. I do communicate with light and dark. My personal business, I do cleansings and spiritual healing, and I practice positive energy. And those are a lot of the videos that you're going to see is positive energy and karma and past lives and numbers and angels and things like that I touch on in messages that I get, because I get a combination of messages. There's my sources I've had in my own reawakening, and have powers that I didn't realize that I had, that the little signs were there, but I didn't know how to open them up, and there's ways of opening them. So I hope that my YouTubers embrace the information that I give and follow me, and there's a lot to learn. Blessings be. Everybody have a great day.